kittens, it's Koneko. I know a lot of you found my last video on street performing really interesting, so today I'm going to share more of my experiences as a street performer. This time it's 5 things that I have learned by street performing, and not the really obvious stuff like I learned to become a better singer, but stuff that isn't necessarily related to the performing itself. So, let's start! Number 1. Always check the weather forecast. The weather can really play a huge part in your day. I always consult the weather forecast now before deciding what to do or what to wear the next day. And if it doesn't stick to the forecast, it causes problems. For example, I forget my sunglasses and it's sunny all of a sudden, or I haven't brought my umbrella and just like that it's chucking rain. And the worst of it is when I'm in the middle of street performing and what do you know? It's raining. But then again, Scotland isn't exactly known for its amazing weather, so just gotta make the best of each and every day. Number 2. Interacting with the public. People sometimes like to stop and talk to street performers, either to find out more about what they're doing, to give compliments or advice, or just for a chat. And I am no exception, although when I first started out, my people skills were mediocre at best. Thankfully, over the last 2 years, I've learned a lot. Practice makes perfect! I've learned how to talk to all sorts of people, older people, younger people, children and their parents, supporters and non-supporters, tourists, and I've even made some friends out of it. Number 3. Counting change and foreign and rare coins. A necessary skill in any retail job ever. If I receive a lot of change while I street perform, then I gotta count that stuff, right? I don't usually bother with counting coppers unless it's a significant amount. And gold coins are really easy to count. But silvers, oh, I'm a whiz at counting silvers now. Anyone need coins counted? I'm your girl. Another thing I've learned about coins. Sometimes I receive coins with rare designs, or even foreign currency. Once, I even received 2 $1 bills from an American person. I keep all my foreign coins and currencies in a special box. Maybe someday I'll show you my collection. Number 4. News spreads quickly. Okay, it's story time. Once my older brother was visiting, and he's a rapper, so I gave him a go on my mic. He was there for about half an hour, and people really seemed to enjoy what he was doing. Fast forward a couple of days, and I was at school, and I overhear a couple of people talking. Did you hear about the rapper that was on the street on Monday? I asked them for more info, and what do you know, they're talking about my brother. I was so surprised, in a good way, that it spread that fast. And he was surprised too. Another thing that spread quite rapidly was my appearance on Japanese TV. Even now, people will come up to me to ask how it was and how it happened. I walked into a local video game store once to find that the entire staff knew who I was because they watched it together. It really seems like everyone around here knows about it, and it really surprised me. And last but not least, number 5. The loudest voices aren't always the important ones. I've heard some horrible things and had some horrible abuse thrown at me in the past couple of years, both in real life and on the internet. People seem a lot more brave when they're behind a screen or in a car or with their friends, because they have that safety bubble. These horrible people, bullies, haters, whatever you want to call them, would never say any of that stuff if they didn't have that safety bubble. But because of these bubbles, it's so much easier to be horrible than it is to be kind. And that's why nasty people can often shout over the people that matter. People like you. People who support me and encourage me. And I couldn't be more thankful for you guys. There are people who tell me how much I brighten their day or inspire them, and it's always so lovely to hear these things. Just recently, myself and my idol group were told by someone that we gave him the courage to tell the man he loves how he feels, and the wedding is later this year. It was one of the most heartwarming things I have ever heard. So even if the hateful words and the callous giggling feels like it's weighing you down, just remember those people watching you from the shadows, cheering you on, and smiling because of you.